Good evening. For many conference attendees, the presentation of the National Trio Achiever Awards is one of the highlights of the conference. I am pleased to introduce this year's achievers. Our first achiever, James Brent, is the President and CEO of the New England Council. Mr. Brent has served as Chair of the President's Committee for People with Intellectual Disabilities under Presidents Obama and Biden. Mr. Brent participated in the Upward Bound program at Boston College. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Brent to the podium.
Well, thank you to the incredible, generous folks on the selection panel who decided that I was worthy for this award. I'd like to recognize Randy Schroeder as the person that is responsible for me being here this evening. He called me the night of the selection and he said, in the fourth ballot, you got it. I said, thank you, Randy, for all your hard work. With the roster of past and present recipients, I know that I stand on the shoulders of and tonight alongside such eminent leaders who too benefited from the Department of Education's TRIOS programs. All leaders with unique origin stories, with distinguished careers in their fields, in service to others, in service to this great country, a cohort that deeply impressed me and leaves me humbled. There's only one thing I know for sure that I have over my four colleagues here tonight, although I'm not so sure it's bragging rights. I've logged more miles on the odometer of life than any of you. Here I stand as the elder, inviting all of you to bask in the glow of your relative youth and your accomplishments. When one is nominated for and wins an award, the invitation to make some brief acceptance remarks carries with it the risk of adding more words to what has already been compiled. I've never been comfortable being the one in the spotlight, even less comfortable speaking about myself on any occasion. So let me shine the spotlight in the direction I much prefer, onto others, where it truly belongs. For it was the blessings and the lessons of others who made me who I am today and tonight, award-winning for one brief shining moment. My selection while in high school for 2 summers in the Middle Ages, often referred to as the 1960s, as a upward bound scholar, continues to offer me enduring lessons of both foresight and hindsight. It was the foresight of those at the Department of Education with the creative vision and know-how to first design the TRIO programs and then identify a cohort of promising high school students across the country who could excel in carefully structured environments of mentoring and academic enrichment. And it is in the hindsight mind that I can trace a straight line to those very people and those very programs that had a substantial impact on my life then and still. Upward Bound placed me in a social and cultural boot camp, an immersion, scary, uncomfortable sometimes, instructive, exciting often, that would become life-changing for me and how I would view the world, challenge my presumptions, open the aperture to more fully see and thus define who my neighbor is and learn how I can make myself useful in a larger world. To my forebearers, including my family and the mentors that I worked with through Upward Bound, thank you. Thank you for your gift of foresight, your belief in me, and I am the grateful beneficiary. You know, the better angels in us serve a dual role of pleasing and provoking us. We have found that the safe and predictable, the easy way out, doesn't settle and sit right in our heads, in our hearts, after all. For the legacy and the lessons of the leaders at TRIO, I hope by our award-winning presence here tonight, we have lived up to the high expectations you placed on that slender shoulders of our youth. By our lives, our years of service to others, may we have earned and continue to earn the trust you had in us then. Upward and onward. Thank you. Thank you very much.